Hello everyone and welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I am Chetan and this is the daily current affairs for 3rd August. So let's start our session. Now before we start, let me tell you about SSB Crack Exams. So this is a one-stop solution for all the major defense related examinations like AFCAT, NDA, CDS, etc. For more details regarding the courses that we offer for these examinations, you can visit our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel SSB Crack Exams, wherein you will find regular current affair videos and other videos related to defense examination. And do not forget to download our Android app from Google Play Store, SSB Crack Exams. So let's start. So we shall start off with the question that I asked you guys in the previous session. So the question asked in the previous session was, what is a fold mountain? Now, fold mountains are basically mountains that form mainly by two or more tectonic plates and the movement between those tectonic plates when they are specially pushed towards Earth's crust. And when they pushed towards each other, when they collide with each other, then these fold mountains are formed. So if you look at these fold mountains from space, they will look something like this, as you can clearly see in the image over here. These forces between those tectonic plates, these act at tangent to the surface and tangent to the surface of the earth, of course, and they are primarily a result of plate tectonics. And the tectonic plates, or it can be either continental plates or oceanic plates, right? Now let's move ahead and let us start discussing the news and each and every important news for today's session. So let's start. The very first one is regarding Bharat Air Fibre. Now, this is a last mile telecom connectivity solution which is based on radio network, and basically this was inaugurated by Shri Sanjay Dhotre, who is currently Union Minister of State for HRD, Electronics, Communication and IT of Government of India. And this Bharat Air Fiber services are basically introduced by BSNL. Remember this? So it has been introduced by BSNL as part of Digital India initiative by the Government of India. What is the particular aim of this initiative? So this aims of providing wireless connectivity in the range of 20 kilometers from the BSNL locations, and thus due to this, the customers at remote places, also in rural areas, also will be benefited by cheapest service, since we all know how cheap the services provided by BSNL are. So they will be benefited by cheapest services with support of the telecom infrastructure partners, right? Apart from that, these Bharat Air Fiber services opens new way of fastest wireless internet connectivity as well. Apart from that, it will also introduce voice services in the reasonable cost, also at reasonable prices. Now, BSNL provides Bharat Air Fiber connectivity up to 100 Mbps speed, which is a very good and decent speed at such low cost and reasonable price. So this is a very good development in this sector. BSNL appeals also to all the residents of Akola and Washim district, which is currently this Bharat Air Fiber has been launched in this particular district, and later on it will be of course spread across all the country, all over the country, right? So initially the residents of Akola district and Washim district, they have been requested or they have been appealed to get this service and test it for a period of time, right? Now, let's move on to our next news. The next news is regarding Khadi Agarbatti Atmanirbhar mission. So, Union Ministry for MSME and Union Minister, who is currently the Center Minister for MSME, Shri Nitin Gadkari, he has approved a unique employment generation program proposed by KVIC, which is Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Now, remember this KVIC, you will hear it many times. KVIC stands for Khadi and Village Industries Commission, and this to make India Atmanirbhar or self-reliant in Agarbatti production, right? Now, this particular mission, Khadi Agarbatti Atmanirbhar mission, aims at creating employment for unemployed and migrant workers. Now, why migrant workers are specially also focused? Earlier, it was just planned for unemployed workers, but currently, due to pandemic, there has been huge amount of migration among the country, all across the country, from one state to another state by the workers, especially, and laborers. So for them also, this mission has also been targeting the unemployed sector and the migrant worker sector in different parts of the country, and this will increase domestic agarbatti production substantially. Right now, what this scheme actually is, so this scheme is basically designed by KVIC, Khadi and Village Industry Commission, on PPP mode. Now PPP is, or triple P is, public private partnership model, and it is unique in the sense that in a very less investment, it will require a very less amount of investment, and it will create sustainable employment. So basically, efficiency of this mission, or efficiency of this employment generation process, will be very high. And apart from that, it will also help private agarbatti manufacturers to scale up agarbatti production without any capital investment by them. So like I said, very less amount of input will be required, and it will not only increase the production of agarbattis, but also generate a lot of employment. Now KVIC will provide automatic agarbatti making machines, which will definitely increase the productivity of the manufacturers, and powder mixing machines, which is basically used as a coating for incense sticks or agarbattis, to the artisans through the successful private agarbatti manufacturers. So they will basically get the raw materials and these powder mixing machines from those manufacturers who are already established and who are already successful in agarbatti manufacturing, and they will sign the agreement as business partners. So basically, the government will act as a mediator between those private, or a bridge between those private successful manufacturers and the small artisans who also manufacture these agarbattis by using conventional methods, of course. So they are bridging the gap by providing them automatic machines for agarbatti making and for mixing the powder. Apart from that, KVIC has also decided to produce only locally made machines, which is of course a step towards self-reliant India, and it will also encourage the local production. KVIC will provide 25% subsidy on the cost of the machines that will be given to these farmers, and will recover the remaining 75% in the form of EMIs and easy installments by those artisans over a period of time. Right? Now, the business partner in return will provide the raw material to artisans for making agarbatti, like I already told you, and they will pay them wages on job work basis also. So that will also create some kind of employment. Cost of artisans training, whatever training costs will be there, which will occur due to the training period of artisans or those manufacturers or the workers, that will be shared between both KVIC and the private business, or whatever the manufacturer, the successful private manufacturers of agarbattis are there in the market. The current consumption as of now, the current status, if I tell you, so the total demand of agarbatti is approximately 1490 million ton, right? Sorry, metric ton. But as of now, the current India's per day production of agarbatti is just 760 million ton or metric ton. This is there is a huge difference between the demand and the supply. So by increasing the productivity and by focusing on the productivity, India will not only focus on the self-reliance, but it will also reduce the gap between the demand and the supply. Right? So I hope you understood this news. Moving on to our next news, non-surgical prevention of cataract. So first of all, let me first tell you about what this cataract is. So basically, cataract is a major form of blindness that occurs when the structure of crystalline proteins that make up the lens, when I say lens, I mean eye lens, the natural eye lens in our eyes, they deteriorate and cause damage or disorganized proteins to aggregate and form a milky blue or brown layer, which ultimately affects lens transparency, and basically the vision of a human eye becomes translucent, right? And the transparency gets affected. So as you can clearly see in this image over here, this milky blue or brown layer which gets accumulated near the eye, in front of the eye, that is due to cataract only. So what actually this news is, so basically a team of scientists from Institute of Nanoscience and Technology, which is an autonomous institute under Department of Science and Technology, comes under Government of India, they have developed nanorods from the nanosteroidal anti-inflammatory drug, which is NSAID, NSAID, you can remember this word also, which is aspirin, which is one of the popular medication used to reduce pain, fever, or we use it during inflammation that is found it to be, sorry, we use it basically during a pain or fever also. And these scientists have basically found that this aspirin can be an effective non-invasive small molecule based nanotherapeutics against cataract, right? Now, the delivery of aspirin nanorods as eye drops will be given to the patients, and this is going to serve as an effective and viable option to treat cataract without any requirement of surgery. This easy to use, low cost alternative, since of course there will not be any surgery, so there will be a lot of money which will be saved. So this will be a low cost alternative to non-surgical treatment method, and this will definitely benefit those patients, especially who are in developing countries who cannot access expensive cataract treatments and surgeries. Now, moving on to our next news, which is regarding the coronavirus update or COVID-19 cases update in India. So, India has recovered, observed basically the highest ever single day COVID-19 recovery, and it has recovered in the last 24 hours. The total number of recovered patients were 51,225, which is a huge number. So, basically, what has happened is that the gap between the active cases and the recovered cases has increased a lot. And when I say increase a lot, I mean by there is a positive change. That means if this is the graph of increased, sorry, recovered patient, this is the graph of active number of cases. So this gap has been increased. That means that now India has approximately 11 lakh 45,000 patients who have already been recovered, and only 5.5 lakh patients who are active, who are actually under the category of active cases. And India has currently seen a high of 65.44% of recovery rate, which is among the highest in the world, and also the lowest fatality rate, which is approximately around 2.5%, which is a very good indication as far as the COVID recovery cases is concerned in India. Right now, moving on to our next news, and the last news for today is Swachh Bharat mission moves towards second phase. Now, Swachh Bharat mission has focused on rural and urban areas, we all know that, separately, and played a crucial role in ensuring sanitation in the country. Right now, since the launch of the mission, which was launched back in the year 2014 during the first term of the Modi government, more than 10 crore individual toilets have already been constructed till date across the country, and as a result of that, rural areas in all the states have declared themselves open defecation free back on 2nd October last year 2019 on Gandhi Jayanti. Right. Apart from this, to ensure that ODF or open defecation free behavior are sustained and they are maintained throughout in the future, no one is left behind, and that solid as well as liquid waste management facilities are accessible. The SBM rural, that is Swachh Bharat mission rural region, has moved towards its second phase, which is also called as ODF plus. So now they have moved from ODF plus. The first stage included the construction of toilets and solid and sorry only the construction of toilet, which was the primary objective of the first phase. The second phase now will primarily focus on, since the toilets are constructed mostly in all the rural areas especially, so now they will mainly focus on solid and liquid waste management facilities. Right, this phase will continue till 2024 and 25. The Swachh Bharat mission in urban region has also made remarkable progress in the area of both sanitation and solid waste management already. Over 4,324 urban local bodies have been declared ODF or open defecation free in the country so far, which is a great news. More than 66 lakh individual households toilets and over 6 lakh community public toilets have been also constructed or are under construction, and these are the data for Swachh Bharat mission in urban region. Right, we have already discussed about the rural region. In the area of solid waste management, total of 96% of wards have 100% door-to-door collection, while 66% of the total waste generated is being processed. And again, this data is also for the urban region, and now this will also be implemented in the rural area, where the second phase ODF plus will be starting. And in ODF plus, of course, the primary focus will be given in solid and liquid waste management. Okay, guys, so these are all the news from today's session. Now we shall discuss about of course, this is quiz time. So now let me ask you some question. India's current production of Agarbatti is at 40 million ton, 760 metric ton, 750 metric ton, and 660 metric ton. So we have discussed this in today's article. The correct answer is option B. Moving on to our next question. Scientists from INST has recently developed non-surgical medicine for which of these following disease? So the correct answer will be cataract. So one of the you can say mutation of aspirin drug has been used, and that will be used for non-surgical medicine for cataract. The next one is Bharat Air Fiber will be provided by the wireless network connectivity, which provides a speed of approximately 100 Mbps, and this will be provided by, of course, BSNL in partnership with Indian government. So the correct answer will be, of course, option B. Now the question for the day for you guys is, what are the basic factual details about KVIC? Basically, you have to tell about the basic objective of KVIC, when was it formed. Write these answer in the comment section, the correct answer to which will be told in the next session, in tomorrow's session. Till then, stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams. Thank you. Jai Hind.